Good morning, traders. Good morning, everybody. It is the, where are we here? It is the 10th of November, 2018. It's a Saturday afternoon, and I thought I'd send off a quick video for you all to see how we've been doing lately. So if you look at the graphic that we had up there, we're currently up plus 15% for the year to date against the Dow, which is up 5%. So we're having a good year, and we'd love to have you all come in and join us if you like. TT2000.com, get a 30-day free trial. No credit cards required. Just stop by the website, put in your email address, and we'll get you all set. And you can look at some of our trades, trade along with us. And we are swing traders, and we would love to have you join us. So we're going to take a look now at a couple of our current trades. The first one is actually going to be a little bit different than what we typically do. This is Urban Outfitters, symbol URBN. We're in the trade now. We've been in the trade for several weeks. I couldn't tell you right now, but I'm going to say we've been in this trade since about here. And where are we there? That is, yeah, about the beginning of, no, that's not right here. Here, let's try and back it up a little bit. We went in right about there. Yeah, so we've been in this probably since about the beginning of September, and we plan on staying in this for a while. This is, again, very unusual. This is not something we typically do, but given where the market's going, we're looking to have some longer-term shorts in place just to kind of even things out. So this is a trade that's currently profitable. We've been in it for a while, as I said, since September, since about here, and we're making money on it, and it's going to stay in there for a while. This has longer stops or wider stops on it as well, which means that we're not taking as big a risk. We're going to use the same amount of risk capital, but because we have a longer time frame, we're using wider stops, which means the chance of us stopping out is probably fairly low on this. And of course, we haven't stopped out yet, and we've been in it for a couple of months. The reason we're in the stock is right over here. Again, I'm going to walk you through my the way I set up my TC2000 screen. That's what you're looking at here. This is the monthly chart over here. You can see it symboled right up there. This is the weekly chart, the daily chart, the hourly chart, and a 1-minute chart. I will day trade during the day off the hourly and the 1 minute. The daily right here in the middle in the center of my screen is pretty much where we're coming up with our swing trades off the daily chart. I keep some of the market indicators going on right up here, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Qs, and the S&P 500. And these boxes will change frequently. I've got a bunch of different things going on here. These are some, screeners that I'm testing out. This is a gapper right here. These are looking at daily gaps. This will be streaming gapping stocks in the morning. Sometimes I trade gaps. Honestly, I'm not really gotten very good at doing that. It's just not my style. But I watch them anyway because, there's a lot of power in stocks that are gapping and moving, so we want to just be aware of what's going on. So anyway, this is Urban Outfitters. The reason we're in this is because this is a very classic megaphone top pattern. You see the widening spread of the highs and the lows on Urban Outfitters. It made 1, 2, 3 lows over the last couple of years. It made 1, 2, 3 highs over the last couple of years. This has been going on since 2013. So this is a kind of typical long-term, very big megaphone top pattern. It's very clear. It's very obvious. What's not so obvious, of course, is, is it going to do what it's supposed to do? And what it should do is the stock should go all the way down to here and then break out of the megaphone and continue on down here. There's a very good chance Urban Outfitters is going to go to zero on the look of this chart. If you look at back here, you can see this is where it started out back in, 2000, 1995. The stock had a big run up. And of course, retail is in a whole world of hurt right now. And these kind of trendy specialty retailers, very often, we've had a lot of these kind of going south over the last couple of years. I couldn't even begin to name them all, right? Forever 21, what is it, American Brands? I mean, there's just a million of these things that have really begun to fade since about 2012, 13, somewhere in there. So Urban Outfitters has been hanging in there, but this is an ugly looking chart. So we're in the stock short, and we're going to stay in the stock short probably for a while. We're into some, rough sledding right in here. This is the zone. We've marked it here at 38.20. We actually went down here. We were we were nicely positive on the stock. It came down and it hit this moving average down right down here, the 50-month moving average, and it bounced. So it's stalling right in here. Is the stock going to stall out on these averages? It might. It might. But we're going to stay in it. We're profitable. We're going to stay in it until we're back to, I think we have a break-even stop on it now. So we'll stay in this. The next point we're looking for some difficulty here was this 34.69, which it touched already. And it's because of all this noise over in here. So we'll see if it breaks through these averages and comes all the way down to here. This could go on for months. So we don't spend a lot of time talking about it. We just leave it sitting there. I'll give you another one that we just did this week, which is, this is a long on Gartner Group. IT, symbol IT, Gartner Group. So we had a lot of good trades over the last week or so, and this one is working out very nicely as well. So this is a classic, swing setup here. What are we looking for when we're going in for a swing trade? We're looking for a stock that's oversold. It's in a pullback. That's what Gartner did. It's down, multiple days in a row, as a lot of things have been in the market. Then we're looking for, is this happening against an uptrend in its tradable time frame? That would be the daily time frame. Yes, it is. Is it in an uptrend that's even longer on a weekly time frame? Yes, it is. And even Gartner Group, very powerful trend going on for years, and it's been tested many times and continues to climb. Tight pattern, we look for that also. Lots of tight daily ranges, but it's a tight pattern stock, which says confidence in the stock. It's going to continue to climb. The odds are very high it's going to continue to climb. So it had a big run up here and a pullback. It pulled back into this support zone right here. Let's see if we can mark that a little bit right there. See that? Nice clustered tight support zone, which it is now bouncing off of right here. It's also bouncing off of the 200-day moving average. And so the stock still has a lot of positive momentum to it, and you see some of the volume starting to come in here on this pullback right in here. And we saw this over the last few days a little bit, where stocks, there was a bit of a bounce here. What day was that? That was 2 weeks ago. We had a bounce. Things were going to recover, and then they didn't, because we're into earnings season in here. It's busy. It's cautious. We had a Fed meeting the other day. We have all kinds of things going here. So things have been a little slow, and you have to be a little cautious when this happens. But if you pick good, strong, solid stocks and solid uptrends that are in a pullback situation. So the stock went down, had a nice little bounce, came back and tested that bottom again here, and then we see this volume squeeze going on right here. See the volumes dropping. So we had this big pullback. Everybody jumped in right here, but it wasn't ready yet. So it pulled back again down to here on low volume pullback, and then boom, it started going. So we took it, actually we were late on this. We took it, I think it was right here. And so, of course, we're profitable on the trade. Our first target on this is 149.99. So we're about $2 away on a, $1,400. So we're looking for about a 2.25% move in order to get to our first target. At our first target, 1R, we will take 70% of the trade off the table, take 70% of the profit in that trade, and then sit with the stock, move the stop to break even, which will be back down like there. We'll be out of 70% of it up there somewhere, and move on to the next one. We do look at some other things. We look at some of these indicators. You see a matching MACD over here. You see a strong looking MACD here. You see the MACD cross going on right here. I find it's helpful if you look at the hourly MACD. When you get down here, you can see, interesting enough, so this was in a diversion right here, right? Low, kind of a new low, at least a testing low, but the MACD was, it was kind of there, but I don't know if you really call it diversion, but it was starting to move up here. So, that's all we particularly cared about. You could see, a little bit of more there. You could see the RSI was also a little bit in divergence there as well. But it looked like a strong bottom, and of course it was, and then it continued to move up. We were in it a day late and got in right here, and the stock is still moving up. The stock is so heavily oversold. You can see it oversold on these stochastics on the higher time frame here, the weekly time frame. The stock was very oversold in a huge, strong run-up, a strong upward trending stock in a big oversell situation. So Fairly obvious. Question is, can we, get at least 1R out of it? That's always the objective. Get at least 1R out of the stock, and then we're at break even, and then we move on from there. 2R, 3R, and then out to a trailing stop after 3R. That's how we do it. Thank you so much for being in here. If you want to check us out and want to come on board and get a 30-day free trial, come visit us at ttryanco.com. TTRYANCO.com. Come in for a 30-day free trial. We do not take credit cards on the trial. Just give us your email address, and we'll hook you up. You can check out our trades for 30 days, absolutely no charge. Thanks again. We'll see you soon.